Day 15 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Links Advent Calendar. Angela Jane Newton on Twitter has asked us this. What are your most longed for new spin-offs for the RTD2 era? Because as we said last one, we're basically expecting that there's going to be like 10 spin-offs. So yes, longed for spin-offs in the RTD2 era. Yeah,
K9.
K9, that'd be a good one. Maybe not.
K9 could come back. John Leeston's still kicking around. Sure.
Yeah.
So.
Technically they already tried to make a comeback. It was an Australia.
Yeah.
I only ever saw one episode.
But RTD would be the guy running the ship, so it'd be a little better.
But now that Bob Baker and Dave Martin both have passed, they won't have any creative input.
Wow. You are both cold and correct, Chris.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm impressed and disgusted in equal measure.
I think the Carvanista, Bell, and Vinder adventures would be kind of fun.
Paternoster Gang. I want the Paternoster Gang.
That one's been going for a while.
I want the continuing adventures of Graham and Ryan.
They just run. Well, because they have those little. They basically have psychic paper, right? They just go around. Mm-hmm. Let's face it, they're probably just using it.
So basically, it's the Sweeney, but with Graham and Ryan.
they're using it to get into football matches. That's basically it.
One that I think I would want is Rory and Amy after they got zapped back in time by the Angels. You know, Rory and Amy kicking around 1920s New York.
They were. No, they're not. Did they get zapped back to New York, or are they? No, they're in the UK. They're in
the UK, wherever they got zapped back to. Amy and Rory in the past, anyway.
Here's another idea.
All right,
which we kind of saw a little of in Flux.
Yeah.
This is RTD repeating himself, and he's not going to. If he comes up with a bunch of spin-off stuff, I guarantee half of it, if not more, is going to be new.
Yeah,
new stuff.
Take Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures off the table.
Although I was just going to say, with Torchwood, and this is a nice way to get around a certain somebody being in it, right. You could just have Torchwood The Next Generation and have all sexy people being crazy.
Kind of like you're doing for Torchwood Soho or whatever with Big Finish.
Yeah, exactly. Just do what the Big Finish is doing. Just have a whole new cast because there's a bunch of different Torchwoods, or go back to the Victorian Torchwood or the one in space that got fired off somewhere. They lost it. Well, what's happened to it?
Oh boy!
As we talked about last Fluid Link with the whole David Bradley remounting Marco Polo idea, I would love to see a David Bradley led reboot of the first Doctor altogether.
Yeah.
So do a good Keys of Marinus, do a good, Dalek's Master Plan.
Or just do new First Doctor adventures. Why the hell not?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily just do remakes, but I would remake Marco Polo. Maybe you do the Crusade again. Maybe you just do all the missing episodes. That's it. You just do all.
Here's what we're gonna get though. Yeah. We're gonna get a story that's CG for kiddies about the Slitheen.
I wonder
Slitheen cartoon.
I could go with that.
That's what I mean.
I could
CG
go
cartoon,
with that.
Slitheen.
Because Star Trek's been doing their expanded universe, and they have like a couple animated shows. I mean, I could see Doctor Who doing the same thing.
The best ones.
That's you're like. Thankfully, Alex Kurtzman isn't doing anything with Doctor Who, so we don't have to worry about that.
How about something with Sutek and his mummies?
As like all animated,
as a sitcom,
just like as a sitcom.
All television is our kith.
Yes, that would be funny. You mentioned Torchwood, and that's actually quite interesting because I just think Torchwood felt so puerile in retrospect when they thought, oh, we get to be adult now and swear a lot and stuff, and just like they. I
mean, that was kind of TV too. TV was kind of going through that a little bit.
Yeah, and I think
British TV less, I would assume.
Yeah, but I think a more mature Torchwood, kind of like Children of Earth. Let's face it. I think that's pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Because Children of Earth and even A Miracle Day to a point. Miracle Day kind of meandered a bit, but it wasn't as ridiculously body for no reason as it was. To be fair, one of the best parts about Miracle Day is where you're in the past with Jack's boyfriend at the time, and that was fairly mature stuff, I thought. So yeah. Yeah, a more even-keeled Torchwood and not so boobies or whatever.
Yeah, if you're trying to pitch it to different audiences, I think that would be kind of interesting. And as you say, with an alternate cast and everything, because as you said, there's a bunch of different Torchwoods out there. He was basically setting up his own spin-off universe 15 years prior. Full of Torchwoods, or Torches Wood. Oh, what else? Golly. I mean, it's tough to think about. Do you think RTD would take material that came from Chibnall and Moffat eras and turn those into spin-offs? Or would he want to create all new stuff
It'd be easier
himself?
for him to do his own stuff That way,
it would be, but also
less permission.
Why not?
Whatever.
Why not?
How about,
It'd be kind of cool.
How about something more with Linda?
That would be okay. They could be they could be detectives who pair up with Graham and Ryan. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I could remember his name. And yeah, they all investigate together, or they're like rival detective agencies.
The ex-companions league. They're basically all out there trying to solve their own crimes, and then other ex-companions get in the way, essentially, and they become.
And it ends with a big
factions.
Anchorman-style fight between all of them in a parking lot.
That's the best one right there.
The continuing adventures of what's the guy's name? The Clive.
Owen Rose. Very first episode.
No, not that. The actor from the end of Voyage of the Damned.
He's dead.
The guy who kept misinterpreting what happens on Earth, like
I know it's Mr.
Potter, Mr. Pepper,
Mr. Potter,
whatever.
Mr. Potter. I think his name was
Whatever his name is.
Clive Swift is the actor you're thinking of.
Clive Swift is that's it.
Long since departed.
No, but you could have a young version of him,
right?
Maybe just a recast, but I mean, like him going around and just like Mr. Bean style, just confusing the situation and just getting into all sort of hijinks.
Right.
That sounds like a better idea than an actual thing that would happen.
Well, that's how most ideas are these days. Everyone thinks this is going to be a great idea, and then someone does the crucial mistake of actually green lighting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I mean, this is the Adam ripe for the picking.
You are always on this.
No,
on Earth.
the Adam agenda is done.
You will never not beat the drum for Adam. I don't know what your infatuation with him is.
Bruno Langley probably wants more work. I don't know how much work he's getting right now.
Well, he's not getting it from me, and somehow I'm telling RTD what to do. So,
Chloe Weber as a grown-up artist, perhaps.
Chloe Weber. I like how we're just and there's nothing to do with the Doctor. I think it would be kind of funny if there was like a spin-off.
So like Caroline in the City, but with Chloe Weber.
Yeah, I would like it if there was like, you know, we would think like if a shared universe, a multiverse of Doctor Who, it would be funny if there was just a show that was basically just a romantic comedy with no science fiction tie-ins whatsoever, but it featured a character who was once in Doctor Who, and that's
Donna. Donna needs that show.
Oh no, not even Donna.
If you need a dramatic angle,
right?
Chloe Weber can still go to therapy because of her father.
Exactly. If you needed that, yeah. So it's
Donna sitcom. That's what I'm putting my foot down. Donna sitcom. Nothing to do with Doctor Who. It's just her and her husband and the adventures and nonsense they get into. It's basically heart to heart.
Heart to Heart with Donna Noble, and you'd call it, and then maybe they'd
Noble Intentions.
A noble spirit.
Yeah, I don't know why this is a show that's from 1986, but it is.
All the best shows are from 1986.